world is a shadow. It's not the other way around. It's not like, oh, this world is everything and heaven's just a little shadow. No, heaven is absolutely gorgeous. And we're just a little shadow. It's a little reflection of that amazing beauty in heaven. Yes, there's a city, but the streets are of gold, and there's a living river. And living water means you can probably breathe it because no one can die in heaven. It's awesome, and we have been deprived of being taught of what we've really been created for. So I'm excited about being with God in his kingdom. And I'm excited about leaving this earth because this earth is under the domain of darkness. It will always be unsatisfying because Satan is the power of the air. He is basically in control. And yes, he's on a leash. Jesus has promised. That's the Lord's Prayer. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. What's going on in heaven? Jesus reigns. It's not him reigning on this earth. So one day he will reign from Jerusalem over the entire earth, and Satan will be bound. So let's get excited about the rapture. And if you're a Christian and you're not excited about it, I'm saying, wow, why not? Don't you want to see your groom? Don't you want to see what he's been preparing for you? Don't you see yourself as a bride? That when the bride is taken, there will be 144,000 male Jews who will be like a little Elishas everywhere. And they will be given certainly a double portion because they will be able to do such miracles and evangelize in such a way that the church was not able to do. So they will reach out to their people, the Jews, and God will show his faithfulness, that he keeps all of his covenants, the ones to the Jews and to the bride. And so we are living in exciting times, and I hope that you have asked Jesus into your life. If you have not, because you don't want to be saved, I'm trying to warn you that if you're left behind, it's the 7 years of the worst time ever on the earth. And if you don't believe that, you have to open your eyes and see what's going on, how this nation of the United States is declining rapidly, and the rest of the world is as well. There is the World Economic Forum with the United Nations and with the WHO, World Health Organization, and they're all colluding together to bring about their Agenda 2030 because they want 17 sustainable goals to be in place with one world leader, one world religion, and one world currency. And BRICS is on its way to getting its one currency for them, and then other nations are going to join. And there's Israel that is surrounded by enemies who want to destroy Israel. And we know that God is going to at some point intervene, and he's going to reveal himself in the 7-year tribulation period to the Jews. I hope you will make a decision so you will not be left behind, and ask Christ to be your King, your God, and your Savior, because he died, shed his blood. He's the sacrificial lamb, and without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness of sin. And I hope you realize that you are a sinner. And I know that's really hard for some people to admit. For me, it wasn't that hard. I had an abortion when I was 16. That was very hard on me to do, hard on my parents, kept it all a secret. And I knew I was a sinner. I knew. But for some people, it's very hard to admit that they're not so good. And the fact of the matter is, our good deeds are as filthy rags to God. We cannot be 100% good. And to admit that you are a sinner, that means you've lied, you've cheated, you've stolen, I mean, the list goes on. If you can admit that, then you're humble. If you can't admit it, then you're proud. And God is opposed to the proud. Please receive Jesus into your life before the rapture comes. You don't want to be left behind. How wonderful it will be to be taken up in the clouds, to be with the Lord forever, and to not be left behind.